Some analysis, Vassy, on the chaos and the unpredictability coming out of the Oval Office. Now, markets are already tanking. We're talking a triple-digit loss. Is there room for an 11th hour reprieve at this point?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sandy. Substantially tanking, right? Which is initially what happened a month ago when the original set of tariffs were set to come into play. And a lot of people who have previously worked for Donald Trump in interviews on this network said that they thought that it was that tanking initially of the markets that ultimately informed his decision to press pause for 30 days. So I think your question is a prescient one. And the short answer is, unfortunately, I don't know, because as we both know, Donald Trump is incredibly unpredictable. So I don't think it's impossible, right? A month ago, you'll remember those 2 phone calls with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that ultimately resulted in a 30-day delay. Yes, President Trump is being unequivocal in his comments at this moment in time, but he is known to change those comments over time, and there are still a number of hours before midnight strikes, so I wouldn't take it completely off the table, but certainly he was speaking very specifically this afternoon.
Okay, Vassy, we heard in Judy's report, Melanie Joly saying that Canada's ready for this, but she still has to talk to the Prime Minister. So what does that mean? Does that mean counter tariffs will go into effect tomorrow?
Well, all of that is what we're trying to ascertain. At this very moment, that cabinet meeting just broke, and now the Prime Minister, in any moment, is scheduled to meet with that council that was set up to advise the federal government on how to navigate the possibility of these tariffs. So we are awaiting word from the federal government out of those meetings as to when exactly the counter tariffs would come into effect. You would assume, because they are at the ready and they have been for the last month, that if in fact Donald Trump follows through and tonight at midnight or overnight at midnight his tariffs come into effect, that ours subsequently will as well. But so far the government has not explicitly confirmed that timeline, so we're watching very closely.
Okay. And the opposition obviously watching very closely as well. What are they saying about the tariffs and the counter tariffs?
Yeah, we've reached out to both the NDP and the Conservatives. We're hearing back that they will, at least in the Tories' case, wait until for certain the tariffs have come into effect. But both have been very critical of Donald Trump taking this action. And more specifically, yesterday, the leader of the Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre, was specific about what the federal government should do with revenue they end up collecting through counter tariffs. It could end up obviously being very substantial. He says that they should cut taxes in order to create kind of a better investment area or arena in Canada, and other parties are talking about doing other things, so we're looking for clarity from the feds on that too, Sandy.
All right, as always, Vassy, thank you so much.